member ended up taking just one role. That ensures a lot of attendees were there in today's meeting. I also do not know if it was the elections that prompted people to be here ahead of time. At 6:50 a.m., even though I was here at 6:30, at 6:50 itself we had quite a large crowd, all of us interacting with each other. That gave the meeting a warm start. It's very important for us to feel comfortable and not start cold at 7 a.m. The president shared a very inspirational story, which is what they are supposed to do, about Kenji. I enjoyed that a lot. The Toastmaster of the day chose an excellent theme and also shared a lot of personal stories about Raja. The prepared speakers, kudos to them. They had a lot of audience interaction and humor. At 7:15 a.m., if these two are not there, I will extend my sleep over here just at this venue. So kudos to them for doing that. The theme was also adhered to in the table topics session. The table topics master did a fine job of adhering to the theme and giving topics based on the theme. Excellent that a lot of non-role players and guests were called, but unfortunately due to lack of time there were still some more non-role players whom we could not call, but excellent to the table topic master on that. One of the most important things across the board that I saw, which I enjoyed, was it was mostly personal stories. Very rarely did a speaker come and tell about someone else. As an audience member, I want to know about you. So if you come and share about your life, your events, I learn about you, and that is what I am primarily here for, to interact with people. Kudos to all the speakers who were here on stage. And I felt all the role players stuck to time. Today being a very important meeting, it is very sensitive, time being very sensitive. Kudos to everyone who ensured time. Now let us get into the points of improvements. Again, we are raising the bar because we are an advanced Toastmasters club. One of the important things is role players and especially the sergeant at arms. My recommendation, whichever Toastmasters club you belong to, is to be 20 minutes ahead of time so that everything is very smooth. So for example, if we are starting at 7, all role players and the sergeant at arms especially, my expectation is to report at 6:40 a.m. There were some movements amongst the audience members and a little bit here and there speaking amongst the audience while the speaker was on stage. That can be avoided. Maybe the sergeant at arms can either arrange chits to be passed around in case they are guests. Members can always WhatsApp each other, but guests might want to interact with someone. So that is a distraction when the speaker is on stage. There were delays with the projector. There were also minor agenda changes. So I will put all these points together in terms of time. Personally, how do you know a person is rich? How do you know when you are rich? To me, the answer is not when you have luxurious items in your home. It is when you have a lot of choices, when you are very comfortable. To me, I want us to be very rich with time. Only when we start ahead at 6:40 and plan and ensure and set up the projector and do all of those, we will feel comfortable during the meeting. An excellent metaphor I would like to say is, everyone has been a consumer of Amazon, the product. All of us have had excellent delivery times, cheap costs and all those things, because Amazon as a company focuses on customer experience. But if you hear the flip side, the employees are probably overworked, they are worked very hard, there is a very high bar for employees. Similarly, for the guests to have an excellent experience, for the members to have an excellent experience, the role players have to step up and especially be ahead of time so that we can do this. There were few observations, few speakers did not give handshakes while exiting the stage, even though the other person was offering. The simple way to remember this: if you are on stage, never leave the stage empty. Always hand over the stage to someone else by a handshake. One thing that I also made the mistake of is using abbreviations. Abbreviations are excellent in written. Some suggestions are, instead of saying DTM, we can say Distinguished Toastmaster. Instead of TMOD, that will confuse guests, we can say Toastmaster of the Day. Also, one thing which could not have been avoided, but it's a good learning for us, is knowing whenever a role player comes, is knowing which member. I know there were delays in people walking in, is knowing which member amongst the audience is a Toastmaster and who is a guest. Say for example, there were several guests who were just addressed by their name, several guests who were addressed as Toastmasters and vice versa, several Toastmasters who were just referred by name. I will encourage all of you to network with the audience so that you know who is a Toastmaster and who is a guest. Also, one minor correction, one of the members' name, even though it was initially produced incorrect and then corrected by the role player, every other role player was mentioning their name slightly incorrectly. Raju versus Raja, I think that could have been avoided. The final point, very subjective, that I have is, I believe, even though I don't want to, there is a negative perception, a bias against carrying your smartphone onto the stage. It is okay if you carry your notes. Somehow that doesn't seem to have as much as a negative perception. So if you are playing a role on the stage, my recommendation is, can you challenge yourself, especially here in Meraki as an advanced club, to bring it either as notes or to memorize introductions, topics, anything else that involves. If you can either have it as pen and paper or in your memory and not bring your smartphone, the audience will be able to enjoy the experience that is going on onto the stage. With that, I am done with the general evaluator report. Back to the Toastmaster.
Thank you for that exhaustive general evaluator report. Hopefully we will take